I don't really read the paper. Apologies to my journalist friends. Nothing personal. I just like my news face-to-face and second-hand. Though sitting with the paper is sometimes therapeutic, cutting coupons, seeing who survived, who's on trial, who was stopped by the police. It's just that by the time it's smeared in ink, everyone in this tiny town already knows. Sometimes guilt or civic duty nags my hand to pick it up. I should have some clue about what's going on in the world out there, so I scan the headlines in the vending machine, but I save my quarters. I'd rather get the scoop from my neighbor Dan. He stands on his porch in the red glow of a cigarette late at night while I park my car. I walk over before going in, tell him how lush his flower beds have been this season, ask about his son, the Eagle Scout. He talks of church and the beer distributor he bought this year across the river in Sunbury. The night is quiet on Hanover Street, and I strain to read the ink spots on the moon, can almost hear the news tinkling through wind chimes somewhere in the dark. If you've ever lived where words are shared through fences and weeding, if you get it when Robert Frost writes of dropping tools to stand by the road to pass time with talk, you know more news than quarters by. It's biased, sure, but so's the paper. And if World War III should happen, I'd rather hear it from a friend. The blow softened by static from the radio in Lisa's window, or soothed by coffee in Mary's kitchen, her hand resting on mine. Bobby stopping me on the street. David, did you hear the news? I don't know if I said, but that's called local news. That's the name of that. Toying around with some childhood memory poems, and I ended up with a little group of them. Well, it keeps getting longer, and a certain theme keeps showing up for some weird reason, so we've come to call them the school bus poems. So this one's simply entitled Number 6. While I was waiting for the bus, Miss Schaefer said, "Get off the gate, it's not for swinging." But I knew better. Another on the playground, I don't recall her name, but she yanked me by the arm right off the swing set. "Don't call me, old lady." I was only trying to yodel. Yodel-lady, yodel-lady. And one time, I wasn't doing anything, so I was sent to the principal. That was when days were for doing nothing when you could. When swings were for singing anything that came to mind. Fences were just in the way, and every kid knew the truth. Gates do that for a reason, and it goes against nature not to swing them. I'm going to end with just a tiny silly little thing that I wrote because my friend Jamie, who's not here, she has a problem with some modern poetry, and her problem with mine is it doesn't rhyme. And I said, there's rhymes all in between the lines. She said, yeah, but it doesn't rhyme at the end. I said, well, it's not a song. But anyway, she's very supportive. She just doesn't get some of it. And so I was trying to help her out. She said, write me something that rhymes. And this one morning, I was having a bad morning. All my mornings are bad mornings. I don't know how I woke up at 7:30 and I did all right. So I wrote this one for her. It's called Routine Breakdown, a rhyming poem for Jamie in memory of Shel Silverstein. I put cat food in the toaster and poured coffee on my plate. I dozed off in the shower, and now I'm running late. I cannot find my car keys. It seems there's cotton in my head. I put cat food in the toaster, so I'm going back to bed.